Well, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent.
Hello, what's this? I don't think that will fit in with the other pieces in my collection.
Why not?
Because it's an art collection!
As artists, we have the power to create anything. We can draw whatever we want and bring it to life. But with great power comes great responsibility. Today I'm drawing Squidward, but as a hot guy. Now back in December, I did a video called The Grinch, but as a hot guy. And I said it would be neat to turn this into a series, and I was not joking. Squidward is number 2 in the lineup. The best characters to turn into hot guys are the characters you wouldn't expect to be a hot guy, like the Grinch. There's nothing really attractive about him physically, but as a hot guy, you're attracted to him a little bit, and it's confusing. It confuses you. You're like, it's the Grinch, but he's kind of sexy.
Oh no, he's hot!
It's the same with this. It's like, it's Squidward, but look at that bod. And the possibilities are endless. I knew in order for this picture to succeed like the last one, I had to find really good reference. I needed a pose that I could closely follow. So I found a picture of a guy standing in this particular pose, except he had both his arms crossed. In mine, I decided to have Squidward painting a painting because he's an artist. And of course, he's gonna be painting bold and brash. It's only his most iconic piece.
How about this one? I call it bold and brash.
More like belongs in the trash!
But I decided to give Bold and Brash a little glow up as well. And since it's artist Squidward, he had to be wearing his artist clothes. He has this brown smock that he wears and then a little beret, and there's a bow on his smock, and I was like, okay, well, he has to be shirtless, so get rid of that. That leaves the bow and the hat. And Squidward doesn't wear pants, so no pants. I thought about giving him an apron, and that would still leave the butt exposed, but ultimately I decided against it. We needed to see more of the bod. And then there was the question of, do I draw him with 2 legs or all 4 of his legs? I felt like if I only did 2 legs, it wouldn't look as much like Squidward. But then there was the question of, okay, he has 4 legs, so does he have 4 butt cheeks? Because Squidward's butt is just like one mass. And there is a screenshot of him where he's sticking his butt out and he has 2 distinct butt cheeks, but for the most part, it's just a round blob because he's a cartoon. So I'm thinking, okay, if he was a human with 4 legs, would he have 4 butt cheeks? Realistically, probably yes. But I just thought it would look too weird for this video. I toyed with the idea, I sketched out the extra butt cheeks, and I was like, nah. It didn't look human enough, and it's like, I don't know if I'm attracted to a double butt. Bubble butt, sure, but double butt, I don't know. Plus, even though he has 4 legs, they operate as 2 legs. He's still bipedal because 2 of his legs stick together on each side. Sometimes they spread apart, but when he walks like he has 2 legs. So I gave him 2 butt cheeks, 4 legs, but the legs stay together, and it doesn't fully make sense because it's like, well, if he had 4 legs, wouldn't his hips just be ultra wide? So the effect is a little weird, but I just felt like it had to be there. He needed all 4 legs to be Squidward. I just don't know how you would fit 4 tree trunk legs all next to each other while keeping normal hips, but that's just the way I did it. Well, there'd be 5 tree trunks. So some intense choices had to be made, but I thought this was the best scenario for keeping a normal butt, but making it more recognizably Squidward. Now, because he's naked, he doesn't have much detail on his body other than those big muscles. So I decided to add a tattoo. Initially, I wanted the clarinet to be there, maybe kind of sitting beside the easel or something like that, but the clarinet's not that tall. It wouldn't be visible if it's sitting on the ground, so I decided to incorporate it as his tattoo. And since there's a lot going on with his upper body as well as the bow and the hat, I decided it should go on his thigh because his legs just looked open and empty. Open? Well, I mean, they are, but I just mean there's like not much detail going on down in that area. Now, the thing about Squidward as a hot guy is handsome Squidward already exists. I wanted to draw some inspiration from handsome Squidward, but also make it a bit different because he is human. Handsome Squidward is still a cartoon. So I incorporated a similar nose and a similar chin, but I changed a few things up just because handsome Squidward is kind of weird looking. I also decided to give him a bit of body hair because the Grinch was just fully waxed, man, everywhere. That wasn't intentional. I just didn't really think to add body hair. In the reference I was using, the person didn't have body hair. I think they must have shaved it all off or something like that. So I didn't really think of it. And this one was similar. It was just so airbrushed, and so I didn't think about body hair initially. But he just looked a little too smooth, a little too feminine, I guess, especially with them lips. So I added some arm hair, some chest hair, and some stubble on his face. I didn't add any to his legs because even with the arms, I only did his forearms because that's the hairier area, and it's kind of the same with the legs. Your calves are hairier than your thighs, but only his thighs are showing, so I just decided to not add any hair to his legs at all. Now for the background, I wanted the classic SpongeBob sky because I wanted it to be more recognizably Squidward, but I didn't want to go with the dark blue to light blue gradient because he's a bluish green color and he wouldn't pop very much. So I went for more of a sunset look with pink to yellow. I think that was actually a really great choice because he does really pop against those colors. Plus I incorporated pinks into the shadows just to make it all more cohesive, like with the light source and everything. And then I added yellow into the highlights. It just made his coloring look better and it helped him match the background a little bit, but he still pops off the background. Then with the easel and the canvas, I didn't add much pink. There's yellow because the canvas is yellow, and there is some pink in the shading of the wooden bits. But I didn't go crazy with it because I didn't want the easel to pop too much because the focus is supposed to be on Squidward. It's the same with his outlines. When I fixed up his outlines at the end and made them darker, I didn't darken too much of the easel because again, I wanted Squidward to pop more than the easel. I was struggling a bit to blend the gradient in the background, and so I started doing a lot of horizontal streaks and not blending them, and I thought that actually looked really cool. I loved the streaky look to that, so I started intentionally adding more all over the place, and I thought it looked pretty cool. And then at the end, I used some acrylic paint to paint on the flowers. I wanted to limit the flower colors to colors that were already in the picture, so I went with pink, turquoise, and yellow. For the flower that's between his face and the easel, based on what colors I'd already put down, I wanted to make that one yellow, but it was being placed on top of the yellow part of the background, so it kind of blends in. But I liked that idea because I didn't want a big noticeable flower between his face and the easel. Because if I'd used that teal color, for example, it would just look super bold against that yellow, and I think it'd be a bit distracting. So the yellow blends in a lot, but I like that. I maybe could have gone orange because where the pink and yellow meet, it is a little orange, and that would probably pop a little bit more, but I didn't want to start incorporating orange into the flowers because there weren't any orange ones anywhere else, so I decided to just keep it yellow. If you didn't notice, I also uploaded a video yesterday. I tried following a Jazza Copic tutorial, and so I'll have that linked down below. It's a bit of a double feature this weekend. Both these videos are kind of abominations, but you know, that kind of stuff just appeals to me. Let me know what you guys think of Squidward, and also let me know who you want to see next as a hot guy. I already have some ideas, but I want to know your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Saturday, or on Wednesday if you're coming to my art streams on Twitch, or on Monday if you come to my game streams on Twitch.
What is that? Amazing detail! Perfect censorship! This is the work of a true genius! You, sir, are the greatest artist who ever lived!
If I'm lucky, Mr. Talent will rub his tentacles on my art.